Well, I'm going to have to say I fully agree with you. I fully agree. Honk, we got a honk out of it. Yeah, that's going to be their last ditch effort, is to project hate. And we got an example of it last night. Because, I mean, everybody that's been paying attention, especially in Tarot land, is you don't want to, because you know they've been watching from the shadows. And I mean, that was, I know that, you know, the apologies, things of that nature. And we already said, you know, don't allow anyone from the past to come back in because they've got karma. You know, I mean, that's a new beginning comes with new energies, new people. And, you know, if they've been watching from the shadows and then just decide to say something, that's what it is. You know, I get a text message because, I mean, I've made the statement, I accept phone calls only with neighbors' houses catching on fire, paranormal car accidents, people's arms and legs falling off. I mean, I can't do anything. I'm not responsible for people's arms and legs falling off. I'm not responsible for that. But you know, when I get a text message that says, and I really didn't even, it was a projection. It was, oh, your videos are too much for me. Well, I mean, if you've been paying attention, what you put out comes back to you energetically now. So when I read that, your videos are too much for me, that means too much for you is going back on your little karmic soul tenfold. And that's poison to your soul. That's poison to your soul, and I can't do anything about that. So I block you because I don't want to feed into poisoning your soul or watching you poison your soul. That's what it is. I mean, if my videos are too much for you, that means your soul has another lifetime to grow. And it is. It's going to make people mad. And they probably will. They'll probably project hate. But you're not responsible for their feelings. You're not confirmation. You're not responsible for their hate crimes. It's just what it is. I'm sure there'll be a lot of hate crimes going on. And it's what it is. It's crimes against humanity because they do. And I mean, it is. You get back what you put out. So if we've got, you know, people putting out anti-human agenda, it's going to go back on them tenfold. And you know, they're going to hate that. They're going to hate that because what they want for another is what they want for themselves. And we got a beautiful example of it last night. Beautiful example. Because when I hear your videos are too much for me, then I know that your soul still has lifetimes to grow. And I mean, they'll hate hearing that because anyone else that sees those comments will know that that's a young soul and it has growth that has to go through. And they will, and they'll hate that. And when you block them because you know that your videos are too much for them, you don't want to be too much for someone. You want to be considerate. And you know, they've been watching behind the shadows, and it's what it is. It's just what it is. You're knowing that these students from a school that didn't ascend, and I had to leave that shit because wasn't anyone ascending. And, you know, I didn't agree with what I was hearing. I knew it was just what it is. And now, I mean, all across Tarot land, y'all are talking about these groups are losing their psychic abilities because they abused them. And it is. The teacher takes on the karma of the student. So I'm not going to get involved. I mean, if they're losing their abilities, I kind of found them. So it's what it is. I'm not worried about that. I'm sure they are. They definitely hate that. It's what it is. However, the more haters you have, because, I mean, that's what it is. If that's their last ditch effort is to project hate, and the more haters you have, the more successful you are, well, then you already won. You already won because their last ditch effort just shows how successful you are and how good the things you're doing are going to be. Oh, what is this? Oh, look at that. It's the new style. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Oh, sorry about that. Had to break into the Beastie Boys mode for a moment. Anyway, and they will. They'll project judgment. They'll project hate. But that's what you got to remember. That's a projection. So you just want to keep calling your energy back and mirroring it to them, mirroring your success. Because the more haters you have, the more successful you'll become. So that's what it is. I agree 100%. So if that is their last ditch effort, is to project hate, woohoo, look at, there's a quote from Mahatma Gandhi. Says, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, and then you win. So that's what it is. If their last ditch effort in a competition or a fight or whatever you want to call it is to project hate, well, it just reroutes us back to Pisces destiny. The battle was won before they ever even started. So cool, I mean, project that hate. And always remember, the more haters you have, the more successful you'll be. So let them be their hateful selves. Sounds like a beautiful plan. Namaste.